Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're actually going to be doing some powder coating. So we have some white truck stuff here, but we can't install it, so we need some other stuff to go with it. Nothing new for the 6.0 quite yet, or this thing. But anyways, we're going to hop in the blue truck right now. We're going to go to Little Rock. We need to get media. We need to get tips for the blaster. We need to get some other stuff. So, like I said, we're gonna hop in this thing, and I need to pick up a table for my sister. So, we're gonna do that real quick. Well, I say real quick. Probably take a couple hours, but anyway, let's fire this thing up. I might film down there, I might not. I don't know, we'll see. We're gonna try to get back and do some sandblasting today, hopefully. We've been rolling the sandblaster outside. That's a little cleaner. But anyway, let's head down there and see what we can find. Okay, so we just got back and I moved the blue truck over here beside the shop because we want to get the media and stuff unloaded real quick. And I don't know if y'all can see, it is sprinkling just a little bit. But my grandpa has already got to work sandblasting some stuff real quick. And you can see the dust coming out of that thing. There you go. So, very dusty. Not good. Not good in here. Because it fogs this whole shop up from the media and whatnot. But we did pick up, if y'all remember when we got that blaster, it didn't have a light. So, anyways, like I was saying, hopefully the air compressor is not too loud. Let me roll the window down so y'all can hear that. Hopefully that's not too loud, but as y'all know, that didn't come with a light cord. It came with a light, it didn't have a little plug in. We couldn't find one. Went to Harbor Freight, they didn't have any. Didn't know where to get any, so we took a shop light and we were just putting on the top of the thing. Well, that thing gave out on us. We also had a vacuum that also gave out on us on I think 6.0 stuff. But anyways, we've been needing to we're gonna take it apart, see if we can find what's wrong with it, all this kind of thing. But hadn't got around to it. But we picked up, we was gonna warranty that light. Ends up it didn't have warranty on it. And I seen these pocket lights. We already got one in there, so we're gonna see what he thinks about it. If it works, we might get another one. But we got that. We have a valve cover to do. I'll show you all that stuff here in a minute. I just don't want to go in there right now with the compressor running. But we also picked up some modeling clay for the baffles and the valve cover. I'll show you all that here in just a moment. And a few other little things. But anyways, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna get started on that valve cover and I'll show you all what I'm talking about. Okay, so on these we have an exhaust manifold, which he's loading up in there right now. We have two of these, whatever these are for, I have no clue. This elbow valve cover, which still has the baffles in it. The other one of these are steel, so we went ahead and put it in the office. We have our sandblast tips, you know those, and then modeling clay. So this modeling clay, what we're going to do with it is we're going to use it to form a bit of a seal around these openings, these holes, all this stuff in this. And I'll show y'all after I get this all done up. And then we also have an intake manifold over here that we're also going to do. So anyways, I'm going to quit talking so we can get back to that. And I'm going to go ahead and probably start working on the valve cover. Or I got some stuff I got to do in the house. So we'll see. Alright, so with the modeling clay, what we're doing, we're taking aluminum foil and we're going around where the holes are for this baffle. We do have a few more right over there that we want to do just in case. But right here, there's like 6 or 8 holes right here. Put foil down and then our modeling clay We got this at Walmart, and I will show you all the box here. 5 pounds of this stuff's like 16 bucks with tax. So if anybody needs to know that, and be sure to get the non-hardening model clay. This is not going in the oven or anything. This is just to keep media out of those baffles. So we're gonna get this taped up. We're trying to hurry because it's about to rain. But we're gonna get this taped up. He's gonna get this sandblasted real quick, and well, we should be ready to powder all this stuff. All right, so we got this pile of parts here, all sandblasted. Now, before we powder this stuff, we need to get some stuff moved around out here, and also we got some more stuff to sandblast and do. So with these two brackets, there's one here and there's one under there. These are going black. The exhaust manifold in this little downpipe piece is going high temp silver, and everything else is going high temp silver with lollipop blue over top. So before we do the black pieces, we do have those other pieces that a friend of mine asked me if we could do. There's like for a friend of a friend type deal. So I'll show you those here in just a minute. They're out in the shop. These are in here because this is a pretty nice environment in here. All right, so here are those pieces. He's back here at the grinder getting these edges cleaned up. So a buddy of mine welded these on. He said these are for a barn. It's like a wedding barn. I think he said it's like a $2 million wedding barn. But the guy is going to drill holes in these and through bolt them because people kept pulling them off the wall. So I'm going to get started here on sandblasting these while he's doing that, and see if we can get these things stripped and ready for powder today. Okay, so as you can see, we're up at the house now, but we didn't get a whole lot of sandblasting done. The reason being is it's just too dusty in the sandblaster. So we're gonna do I don't know which one of these we're going to take. We're going back to Harbor Freight, pick up a shop vac and a cyclone if they have one. I know we've looked a few times and they've had them and then not had them, and they seem to go pretty quick. So like I said, we're going to hop in one of these two and back to Harbor Freight, pick up a shop vac. Hopefully they have one, because that'll make our sandblasting deal a whole lot better. It's just too dusty. Okay, so we just got all this stuff put together. This is going to be another video because I'm going to do like a test, see how well it works. But anyways, we got these over here. He got 2 done this morning, and we got 8 more, 9 more. I think there's one in the cabinet. And then some of these we're going to have to drill some holes so we can hang these. But anyways, we're going to get one of these loaded up and see how that works out. All right, guys, so my grandpa's in there working on getting that stuff blasted. I threw in that little clip of me blasting some stuff, and the thing does great with the new vacuum and stuff. But like I said, I'm gonna do a separate video on if that actually works. But like I said, you can hear the air compressor running. He's in there working on some right now. And also, I wanted to show you all these. I picked up at Office Depot. I had mentioned just binder clips. What we're gonna do with these, we're gonna use these for masking that valve cover off. So that'll be what that's for. Going to use foil and that So that should do pretty good. I know there's another guy here on YouTube, Sean at Unknown Coatings. Super helpful guy. I've talked to him a few times about different stuff, but super helpful guy. Pretty cool channel. Go check him out. That's the same place where I got the modeling clay idea from. So like I said, y'all check him out. Super cool guy. Pretty cool channel, real informative. But I got to run in here in the house, do a bunch of stuff. So all the boring stuff that nobody cares about. And well, here in a bit, we got all that stuff here in the office. We need to stick it in the oven, get it all outgassed. We need to get the four-wheelers out of here and some other stuff. But we'll stick everything in the oven, get them outgassed, and if need be, we will blast them again and go from there. So anyway, like I said, I'll catch y'all here in a bit, and we will get all this stuff powder coated. Okay, so it is the next day. We got everything sandblasted, and on those pieces we had to take, drill a hole in 6 of them, tap them, that way we can thread a bolt in to hang them. But we got that done this morning, so we're getting everything set up. I got my POS 420 out of here and the 350 420, even though it's set on the battery charger all night, still won't start. I have no clue why, but I guess that's just what it is. I've pushed that thing more than I've driven it, and that's not an exaggeration. But anyway, like I said, we're getting everything all hooked up. We haven't used the oven since we moved it, so we need to, we're gonna get some soapy water in the heater and on the bottle, make sure nothing leaks, because propane leaks inside of a box is not good. So we're gonna make sure there's no leaks, get everything in here to outgas, and while everything is in there outgassing, I'm gonna pull that table over here, get the RC1 set up, get it loaded in gloss black, because we are starting with gloss black today. So we got 3 colors spray today. We got gloss black, we have, anyways, what I was saying is we have gloss black to spray today. We have high temp silver from Columbia and lollipop blue. So we're gonna do the black first, that way if there's any little bits of silver floating around, they don't land in the black. And we'll cool those all the way down before we start on our next color. So anyway, we're gonna get everything set up here and get these in here for outgas. Okay, so sorry for the audio. The heater's running in the oven because we want it to still be hot when this goes in, because gloss black tends to do a little better when the oven recovers pretty quick. But we got all the plugs in these. We got 6 of these hung up. We're gonna do 2 batches of 6. That way we're not overcrowding our rack. But today we're gonna be using the RC1 with the hopper. So we're gonna get these blown off and spray them in ink black. So it is it's 11:30. These little brackets have been the biggest pain in my rear end I think that we've ever powder coated. But we just did these 7 again. We coated them originally. Some of them we had to sand back down, and some of them we completely sandblasted them all the way back down. So we just finished them again, and we're gonna take a look here in a minute. We just shut the oven off, and then we got these. We didn't even get to these today. And then here are the other ones. So they look great. Don't mind the fingerprints. They got fingerprints on them, but these look great. These look great. But again, those 7 had issues. Some of them had back ionization. Some of them had light spots in them. Not some, a lot of light spots in them for whatever reason. And then some of them had some light spots in Faraday areas. So we decided to strip them down and redo them. But anyway, we're going to take a look at them and see what they look like. Okay, so for one, I will say, and we'll look at these in a second, the hopper upgrade does work very nice. One complaint I will say is the thing leaks like a sieve. Let me do this so you can see all of that. That is powder. And then that fitting, the adapter for the powder hose on the gun also leaks profusely. But we're going to get everything cleaned up here in just a minute. But we want to let these cool before we stir up any dust in here. As you can see, we got quite the mess. But these look killer. So, I mean, you can see, real nice. Real nice. Now these have grinder marks and stuff on them. But the tubing itself looks very, very good. Nice and shiny. I like it much better than it was before. And I'll actually put some pictures up here of how they looked. So you can see that was quite the disaster. Only issue, I got a few little speckles of dust on top of all of these, but that's not no big deal. So anyways, like I said, we're gonna let these cool. We might run in here and eat something. Because we ain't eating nothing today. So we'll probably do that, and we'll come back out here, clean everything up, get those out of here, get those bolts out of them. I'll have to run back to the shop and grab a socket, but that's fine because we need to get the air hose back down there to the shop. So anyways, I guess that's it. So I'll catch y'all in the morning. We'll do that other stuff, get that other stuff knocked out. That's the fun stuff anyway, or probably not, but that'll be the pretty looking stuff. So anyway, I'll catch y'all in the morning, and we'll start on this high temp silver and lollipop blue. All right, so it is the next day. As you can see, my grandpa, while I was taking those parts to that buddy of mine that we did yesterday, I took them to him this morning. While I was doing that, he took the new shop vac and vacuumed up all the stuff on the floor, and it looks really nice. Still got a little bit left to do, but we went ahead, stuck these in the oven for outgas. We're probably gonna have to crank the burner up just a little bit more because this powder actually cures at 450 that we're doing on these. So yeah, but probably gonna have to do that here in a minute. I just didn't want to open the oven with a lot of dust in there. I don't think it hurt anything, but just to make sure. So we're gonna let these go for probably 30 minutes or so to make sure everything is out of them, and we'll pull them out, tape them off, and start with some high temp silver. Okay, so we left these in there. They didn't get all the way up to 450. They kind of hovered around 430, 440. We didn't want to turn the oven up and go in there because turning the oven up with it full kind of sucks. You gotta be very careful. But we left them in there for an hour and a half. So the oven itself was like 500, 525. And like I said, these got up to 430, 440, or yeah, somewhere in there. The only thing that's smoking at all was the valve cover, and it's coming out of the baffles. So I think we're fine there. We should be fine. So I don't see what look like any contamination that come out of these or anything. Maybe a little bit out of the bung here. But everything, like I said, everything looks fine. So I think we're good. That I don't know what that is, but that was there. We put it in the oven. So we'll see what that is when these cool off, because we gotta let them cool. We'll tape everything off. I got some amber tape right there. We're gonna tape these off, and then those binder clips that I showed y'all, what those are gonna be for is for masking the valve cover. So what we're gonna do is just lay it across here, and we will take those binder clips in this channel here and use to hold our foil. Should be good there. I'll throw tape over these, that way powder don't blow in and through. So we gotta do that. And then we got some stuff to plug. Probably tape the oil cap. We gotta tape these off. There's some more on the intake manifold, and I think there's one on the exhaust manifold. I don't remember. I've got a few holes to plug there. Shouldn't be no big deal. So other than that, we have this flange that we're going to tape off. Same thing with this one. Tape these, so those should be good. We're going to stuff some plugs down in the injector ports. We'll tape off that flange there with that valve, as well as this flange here. And like I said, plug a few holes, and we should be fine. We might go ahead and tape these on this downpipe. I don't know. We'll see what we want to do. But anyway, like I said, gotta let these cool before we can mess with them, because they're very warm. They just come out of the oven a minute ago. So we're gonna let them cool, get everything masked off, everything taped up, and I guess we'll get ready for some high temp silver. All right, so the oven is coming up to temp. It's actually a little high, but we want these to flow pretty quick and come up to temp pretty good. So we turned it up higher than it was, but we got everything masked off, all the flanges, all the stuff, foil on the back here. That's what I was talking about with those binder clips. But I got my respirator on. We got our hopper loaded. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with our Columbia high temp silver. Okay, so we got the high temp silver in the oven. Now this stuff, I think, is the most expensive powder I've ever sprayed to this point right now. But it went down pretty good, looks like. I ran over it with a flashlight just to kind of make sure. You can see there's not a ton of powder all over the floor. Everything grounded really nice. For anybody wondering, that's what I have my KV set at, just over 3. And it did great. The hopper didn't leak near as much this time, nor did here. We put one of the reusable zip ties on there, and it kind of helps, but as you can see, it still leaks a little bit. I believe the adapter is probably leaking. So I just put it in hand tight, so I didn't want to strip it. Another issue that I do have, I think, was why the hopper was leaking. 2 things. So one, I'm going to use this for my pointer, but one, when you pour powder in, I think around the rim of the cup, it got powder on there and it didn't seal real good. And 2, I noticed, like, if I spray upwards, kinks the hose, you know, kind of all over the place. So I wonder if that was some of our issues, but not near as much of a mess. It's not near as much all over me as it was, so that is an improvement. But I'm about to crack. We did turn the heater down a little bit. It was like 600 in there, so we cracked that back a little bit, But what I'm about to do is they've been in there a minute or so, or a few minutes. So I'm gonna open the door, temp everything, and see how everything looks. All right, so we got all this deal cleaned up from our high temp silver. We didn't use very much. That covered amazingly, which is awesome. But anyways, I mean, these, you can't really tell weight-wise. I'm sure if you had a scale, you could. But anyways, we got probably about a pound of lollipop blue in the hopper here. I ordered 2 pounds just to be safe. And my grandpa's girlfriend, Miss Sarah, she has a butterfly that we're going to try to do for in two-tone, candy purple, candy blue, or probably this lollipop blue. We're going to send her some pictures of it after these and see how she likes it. But these look amazing. Little heavy spot right. You can't really even see it. You can see it right there. But that's not bad. I do remember there were some casting marks. That might be what that is. I don't know. But anyway, everything looks great. Now, this is cast. And then this piece is also cast. But these 3 are staying silver. That's the only stuff going blue. And we also powder coated the bolt and the J-clip for the guy. So that should look nice. Because this goes on here. We took it off. I don't remember where it came from exactly. And then that goes on there. So we went ahead and just sandblasted and powder coated that for him as well. And then all these are ours. All this here. So anyway, but this stuff looks amazing. And then again, what you did, tape everything off so everything looks good. But let me get the tint done. And I need to put plugs in. We kind of melted a few of the plugs. So I pulled all the plugs out from that batch, put all new plugs in. But these should be getting, 81 degrees and then 56 degrees. So we might have to heat the intake manifold just a little bit because of all the Faraday places down in there and there, stuff like that. And here, I mean, first coat did great, but like I said, we might have to heat it up just a little bit. This one we can't because we're going to wipe these letters because these are staying silver. So that's another thing I need to do. I need to get me a rag, a damp rag for wiping those. But anyway, I'm going to grab some plugs, put all the plugs back in here, but fresh new plugs. Like I said, we might preheat that a little bit just to kind of help it. I think we might try it. If it doesn't work right, we'll blow the powder off, try again. But anyway, we're gonna get started here and see what it does. All right, so as you can see, the rack is empty. They're in the oven. So what we ended up doing, we switched from the RC1, tried a few things, turning the cloud up. That definitely helped, but we really need a ground rod outside terribly. What we ended up doing is pulling the Eastwood out. The Eastwood's not as powerful, and on one, it worked. So combination of these two, we got the blue on. There is lots of it on the floor. We've used almost 2 pounds. I think most of it's on the floor, but I feel like these look pretty good. So there was some pretty good valleys in the cover, especially, but it's just now starting to flow. I wiped all the letters. They all look pretty good. On those, I just used my finger on the first pass dry and wiped it on my shirt and my pants. And then I went over everything again and have a damp rag here. It's not wet by any means, but it's damp and that helped a ton. So I'm gonna watch these, make sure nothing stupid happens. We've been on blue for over 2 hours now. It ain't fun, but it should look good once it's all cured out and everything. So I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna periodically check, and hopefully these look good. Hopefully. All right, so it's well past midnight. Another day that haven't eaten anything. I ate a little bit of Taco Bell this morning, but that's it. But anyways, here we have the intake manifold, and those who have an eye for this kind of stuff, yes, there's a few little contamination spots. I've already let the guy know I've done these for. He doesn't mind at all. I told him I'm going to look and I'm going to see if there's something I can do for these that doesn't involve completely stripping them, but they do look very good and whatnot. So I'm getting everything untaped right now. Like I said, there's a few little contamination bubbles. There's one right there. There's a few little here. And I'm not scared to show this stuff. I'm not claiming to be perfect by any means. All I'm claiming is I'm trying to learn, and I want to learn. But anyways, like I said, we're getting these untaped. The valve cover over there that we did the two-tone wipe method, it has a few little small spots in it that, again, I've already shown the guy, but if you look at it, just standing here looking at it, it looks great. I mean, it looks freaking awesome. And I'll even roll it under here, under the light. I mean, the thing looks fantastic. But, again, because I'm not scared to show this stuff, because I'm not putting on this persona that I'm perfect. Around some of the letters, there are a few little light spots. So, again, I'm going to do some research, see if I can touch these up without stripping these and redoing them. Because the guy, he has a race sometime or another coming up that he would like to have these on the car for. So, again, I've already shown them to him. He's not concerned with them, but I want to see if I can clean these up just for me, essentially. But if we look under here, it's all nice. Got a little powder right there. I'm going to take a pick and clean that out. But for right now, I think I'm going to go in, take my shower, eat something, and I'm probably going to bed. So, we do need to clean in here. There's a little powder on one of the plugs. We'll get that cleaned. Like I said, I'm going to do some research and see about some of these little spots here. I don't know if maybe there was some oil on my hands or something that I rubbed off and it got on it. Because before it went in the oven, these areas looked thick. And if you look, around the letters are all covered despite those little spots. So it had to have been something on my hand or on the rag or something, but I'm going to see if I can touch that up, as well as those few little spots. But the high temp silver stuff in here all looks good. We got all this stuff untaped, and then these black parts are his as well. So everything looks good, other than those few imperfections. But the stuff looks great. Like I said, other than those few little imperfections, which again, I'm not scared to show y'all, because I know I'm not perfect, and I never claim to be. So that is that. But anyway, I'm going to continue clean up a few things And we're gonna go in here, and I'm probably gonna call it a night. But I'll catch y'all in the morning, and we'll see what we can do with these. And if nothing, then I guess that'll be a wrap for this one. Okay, so it is the next day again, and sorry, I know my camera lens is a little dirty, but anyway, I found some pretty nasty light spots that I really didn't like on some of the Faraday areas on that intake. The valve cover looks good. There's a few light spots here and there, but I know if I throw another coat on it, it's just gonna get darker, and that's not what I want. So on the intake, it's got some pretty good light spots in it, and it's kind of light all over. So we kind of just opted to, we're gonna throw it back in the oven, we're gonna pull it out, we're gonna spray it pretty warm, and just do that. So I have the Eastwood out. I retaped the intake, so it's in the living room or in the kitchen in there. What we're gonna do here in a moment, because I'm gonna load the powder. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna wash my hands just to make sure we're good. But we're gonna bring it in here, we're gonna wipe it down with alcohol, throw it in the oven, get it up to probably 350. And then by the time we get the rack out, get everything set up, get our ground hooked up, we'll temp it again and go ahead and throw another coat on it. So anyway, I know what we need to do to fix this. We need to get a grounding rod out here. So I got a list together of stuff. If we can get this knocked out today, if it's not too late, we'll run to Lowe's and see if they have everything to go ahead and do that. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get the Eastwood, all reliable here, loaded up. And the reason I'm using the Eastwood on this rather than the RC1 is on the Eastwood, if you pull the diffuser off of them, it's pretty much a straight shot. And on that intake, I will show y'all, but that'll help us out getting in between the runners, because in between the runners is where they're real light. So you can like straight shot it with the Eastwood. So that's why we're using it rather than the RC1. The RC1 does really well, but the ability to just straight shot it and not have to worry about it is nice. And the Eastwood doesn't have as much power as the RC1, so we really don't have to worry about any kind of Faraday or ionization rather on the Eastwood. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead, get our Lollipop Blue loaded back up, and we'll get this valve cover hanging, get it warmed up, and throw another coat on it. Okay, so here we have the intake. Intake looks great. I mean, you can see the casting, you know, all the casting marks and stuff through, but again, that is casting. That's not any issues. Little heavy, but I wanted to make sure it was good. In here, we got that all good. All down through there. In there is all good. And I'll throw a picture. I think I have a picture of this earlier with the issues, and I'll throw a picture of that up there on the screen. So as you can see, those are super, super light, but we're nice and covered all the way through. We're all good. So got everything untaped. This here. We plugged the bolt holes and then taped this flange. So we should be good. Sent the guy some pictures. He's super happy with them. Oh, and we also got those untaped as well. So guy's super happy. We're gonna meet him here in just a bit. He's gonna pick up this stuff. I don't know if I mentioned these are for SRT4 neon. So kind of a show car type thing. He also races every now and again. So anyway, he like I said, he seemed to be pretty happy with them over pictures, and the pictures wasn't all that great. So we'll see what he thinks about them in person. But Anyways, I'm gonna let this cool. We'll get it in the office, and I'm gonna get a picture of all these all together. All right, so here we have it. Now this does look a little darker in here, but I think that is because my light is over further. Because if you move over here, they start to look the same. So I don't know, funny thing with lighting and candies. But anyway, everything is all done. We just set this on the floor because I have another thing here, but I don't want to open it. The other one's in the blue truck. I gotta grab it. And yes, if you're wondering about that, we collect these and we go get spring water. We don't drink city water here. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna grab that other blanket out of the blue truck. We'll get all these set up somewhere and get a picture of everything all together. All right, so here we have everything. Again, Columbia high temp silver on all of this stuff here. Ink black, and then on these in there, high temp silver and lollipop blue. Now again, a few light spots. I did some looking, and everything I could find doesn't really work with candy stuff. So, and I didn't want to mess it up and have like really weird looking spots in it. Again, he's completely cool with these. So I did let him know about that. And I mean, really standing, back like where it would be, you can't see it unless you're real close on it. But I made sure he knows he's good with it. So we're good to go. But everything looks really, really nice. Like I said, pretty happy with everything, other than, like I said, these few little spots. And he actually said that it's very possible there could have been some oil or something down in these that we didn't catch with off-gassing or anything like that. So who knows? But I definitely want to try that whole two-tone thing again in the future. What we might do is run to the junkyard, see if we could pick up some stuff to try this method with and whatnot. But anyway, I guess I think we got everything cleaned up. So I'm gonna load these in the truck here in a minute, run in, wash my hands, go meet him, and see what he thinks about them. All right, so it is the next day. The guy picked up everything yesterday. He was super happy. He even dropped off another bracket that my grandpa's working on sandblasting. But I didn't intend for this video to be this long until I was editing it last night. Just kind of get started on that. But anyway, like I said, he was super happy with everything. The guy with the door pulls, the gloss black pieces that we did on the first day of powder coating, he was super happy with those as well. So seems like all is good. Now there's a few things we need to improve, like quickly. And when I say quickly, I mean like we picked it up yesterday and it's in the bed of the 6.0. So that video will be coming up. But anyway, guys, that's going to be a wrap for this one. So if y'all enjoyed today's video or find it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.